We're all muted. We're all muted now. We should be good. We should be good.
We're all muted.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
It would
was
never
I
be
not
a
supposed to
live
do that?
stream.
All right.
It would never be a live stream unless something went wrong and we were late.
Well, I just had to make sure, man. Just had to make sure. And we were not late. We started right on time.
9:05? You know.
Yeah. No. The stream went live before 9 o'clock. Okay? That's, get with it, man. Get with it, man.
I agree. All right. It's true. It's true. Me and my notes. I got to make a note of that. What's today's date?
It says it right on the screen. It is February 1st. But once again, the Square Table has returned, and we just saw one of the latest movies, joined with Evandro, Matt making his first appearance ever on the Square Table podcast here at Kaiju Live.
You made it. You did it.
I made it.
You did it.
And of course, becoming a regular, Mr. Charles himself from Charles Hagen Reviews. What's going on, man? Thank you for joining us again.
Spooky Charles.
No, I appreciate it. I can't wait to talk about this movie, man.
I love the hat, by the way. Love the hat.
I got this from the Stanley Hotel, the actual hotel.
Really?
In Colorado?
Charles, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I would ever buy anything from that hotel.
Helmy and I took a photograph in the bathtub that the old lady was in. We sat in it holding hands because that's just what Helmy and I do.
I don't think you understand how much Shining has traumatized me in life. Yeah, it's cool though.
Speaking of, I actually bought Zootopia 2 and sent
you see all the Easter eggs?
Sent the scene to Charles from The Shining because I was like, look at this. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful.
Yeah, great homage.
But all right, let's dive into it. Sam Raimi's brand new film, Send Help. Evandro, take it away, sir.
So, for those of you who don't know, this is Sam Raimi's new film that stars Rachel McAdams and I forget the other guy's name.
Dylan O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien. Thank you. My personal opinion, exceptional movie. Great. Like, I really feel like, and I want to say this, you go into a Sam Raimi movie with a certain expectation, like you do with most films, but I feel like you know what you want out of his movies. And I think this hit the nail on the head, like perfectly. Like, I felt so good walking out of that theater. I was like, yes. Like, this was great. This was so good in every aspect of the word. So let's talk about it itself. So do you guys feel like that this was a Sam Raimi movie? Like, it wasn't just something with his name on it. Like, to me, it really felt like every part of it, the over the top gore, the campy moments that take place, like just the sheer, like the dialogue, it all felt like his.
Matt, take it away.
Yeah, Matt, come on, you first.
We go down the line.
I would agree. No, I agree wholeheartedly. I think there were certain shots, especially very early on with the smelling of the tuna fish.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the close up on the nostrils.
It's so uncomfortable. Like, it's such an uncomfortable shot. Like, you just like, because he really gets, and this goes to say, like, the movie I feel like was partially shot for 3D. I don't know if that's 100% true, but it feels like those scenes were. That tuna fish is so detailed on his hand.
Yeah, it's so gross.
Like, you're supposed to get the nose just in 3D in your face.
Yeah. So I kind of want to like go back and watch it in 3D now, just to feel like, is it really that like uncomfortable? And I guarantee you it will be.
Yeah, they literally got the guy from Allstate just so they can be like, we're gonna zoom in on your nostrils. All right, that's what you're here for, and that's what we need. All right,
that's what you're here for. That's why we're paying you this paycheck. We need your nostrils.
Yes. Oh man.
Well, can you imagine that audition actually? Because you have to go in there and be like, all right, so we need this close up. Your nose is going to be 35 feet big, and
your nostrils will be flaring.
You're the guy for this job. No, but I would agree. I thought the whole boar hunting scene was very over the top, and the various fluids that were involved in that whole sequence were like,
You mean
okay,
the
yeah,
fact that she had
that
I've
tracks.
never physically been boar hunting, but I feel like it takes less to kill a wild boar than what it took Rachel McAdams to really put this thing down. Like that
So I
scene
don't
is
know,
just
do we
I mean,
have
I don't
live
know.
fact checkers who are able to tell me how
Yeah,
big a wild boar is? Because that
yeah.
seemed
Let
pretty
not
me
that
Google
big. I
that.
will tell you right now, a wild boar is not that big. I know that. It is not that big. It does a wild boar, like a wild pig like that, definitely doesn't get that big.
Excuse me. Average
Oh, okay.
adults are 75 to 250 pounds. Large specimens, particularly hybrids, which whatever the fuck that is,
Hybrids?
can weigh over 500 pounds, and in extreme cases 700 pounds. Typically 5 to 6 feet long. So I don't know. This seemed pretty accurate.
Crazy.
Granted, the CGI was probably the worst shit I've seen since some TV shows from the CW.
Yes.
But
I'll be honest with you, that's him. Like I feel like that's like a piece of him, like in that movie. Like I don't think he wanted the CGI to be great for a
I don't
scene
think he
like
had the
that.
budget for it to be
That
great.
too.
Let's be honest.
I mean, he did.
It didn't
The
approach
whole
good,
movie
though.
has
It was like,
two.
it was not good.
90% of the movie has 2 actors. That's it. That's how you floated 90% of that movie between the two of them. Like it's just them on that island. Like
So you can
you gotta
afford
have
some better pig CGI then, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. That one was a little jarring for me.
But that
what
was
was the question
definitely,
about? Where was the question? I'm sorry. Let's
does it
circle back.
feel like a Sam Raimi movie? Like
Yeah, this is definitely, in my opinion, this was finally him without studio interference. I feel like
a return to form.
Yeah, just obviously the what the hell was it? Magnitudes of Madness, multiverse of Madness, whatever, whatever bullshit. Doctor Strange,
something like that.
Something madness.
Something dark side.
He had his fingerprints on that, and I don't think that movie was bad at all because of him. I think that was
I honestly forgot that was his movie.
The Marvel interference of them having no idea what they wanted to do with Phase 4 or 5, whatever the fuck we were in that shit. But like I loved what he brought to that, especially with like the zombified Doctor Strange and stuff like that. So, but again, I don't think he was able to cut loose. I don't really think he was able to cut loose, and everyone probably forgets that this movie exists. But the Oz the Great and Powerful, or whatever it was, the title,
I literally was looking up his like repertoire of movies, and I'm like, what movie is this?
Yeah, that's where that movie really suffered from casting Meg. No, I thought James Franco. I thought James Franco was fine. It was really Meg as the Wicked Witch.
That's what it was.
Because she just sounds so much like Meg, and it's really hard to take her seriously when she's yelling. And it just took me so out of the movie, and I just didn't really care for a lot of the CGI in that movie. It felt whatever. I don't know if that was personally a passion project of his or whatnot. But then, the last movie that he really did in terms of the horror genre was Drag Me to Hell. And I think if I had to pick between the two, I would definitely take Send Help. I think this is a return to form for him. It had a little bit of everything. It had some stuff that made you cringe. Some comedy was, the dark humor was top notch. Some very uncomfortable scenes. It had all that things that made you fall in love with his style from The Evil Dead. And I think a lot of that, even the boar running around, you got that low camera angle, like the tree vines and all that stuff. Like he just brought all the tools from the tools bag, and it was on full display. And it was great to see what, his stuff can look like without studio interference. Charles, how'd you feel, man?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like this was all of the staples of what I call Sam Raimi-isms, affectionately. We got the tracking camera that's basically in the eyes of the monster, which he kind of like innovated that with The Evil Dead. We got the over dramatic close zoom in jump scares. We got the kind of like slapstick humor here and there. like we mentioned with the tuna on her mouth and the zoom ins on that when he's trying to talk with
Oh,
her. It was
God.
so funny. A lot of the dialogue as well felt like it was just classic Sam Raimi-isms. I will say too, an interesting tidbit. This is the first original R-rated movie that Sam Raimi has done in 26 years since The Gift.
Really?
With Kate Blanchett.
Since The Gift. Wow.
Wait, hold
26
on.
Everything
years.
else?
Wait. Drag Me to Hell wasn't rated R?
It's PG-13.
Holy shit, you
What
are
about-
correct. Wow. Yep.
What about Evil Dead? Not the original.
Evil Dead was
it-
before The Gift.
Yeah,
Like,
The Gift is from
he did
2000.
Evil Dead 2, and then he did Army of Darkness, but that was all like 80s and 90s. But The Gift was in 2000. That was the last R-rated film that he did.
Yeah, that's right, because that's right before Spider-Man in 2002.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was thinking of the
I-
remake of Evil Dead, and I realized he didn't direct that.
No.
No, it's Fede Alvarez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last
Oh,
and the last
God.
Evil Dead was incredible. Not the
Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Evil Dead
that
Rise,
one
yeah.
was like, let's go. And I think they're making a sequel to that one too, right? I think.
Yeah,
That's
this year,
greenlit?
Evil Dead Burn. Yeah.
Is it the same
coming out
same
this year.
director? Please tell me
It's
it's
the
the same.
director. No, it's the director
No.
of Infested, that French movie with the spiders that take over the apartment complex. Has anybody seen that? I actually watched it for the first time today because I
Saw
was
a-
curious.
Was
No?
perusing through Instagram, saw a reel, and that was like, "You might like this," and I said, "No, no, I will not."
It's
I will
it's
not.
Good on that.
effective, man.
Good
That
on
was
that.
that was an uncomfortable movie, but I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of Arachnophobia, but like way more
Oh,
intense.
I love Arachnophobia
So,
though.
Yeah, it was really good. But that
I will
director's
say-
going to be doing Evil Dead Burn.
On the note of uncomfortable, that's how I felt throughout this whole movie. It was just you. So I want to get into the whole, basically the characters themselves, because this was the first movie in a long time where, and I told Matt when we left the theater, I wasn't rooting for anybody. Like normally, like you find somebody to root for or something to root for. I was just waiting for this all to be over. Like I'm just like, this needs to stop. Whatever's happening between you two needs to stop. It was like you're just sitting there completely like I felt like couldn't adjust myself type of thing. Like you're just, because he has an agenda, she has an agenda, and you're wondering who's going to come out on top for it, because everything was just this disconcerting, this kind of like tension in your chest kind of moment the whole time. And that goes into like we'll talk about, I want to talk about Rachel McAdams' character specifically. She, number one, she dominated every scene she was in. Every bit of screen time, she was like in the toppest form I've ever like felt like an actor could be.
She was locked in, baby. Locked in.
Yeah, she was locked in. She was like she leaned in. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, she sat up in the chair. She's like, I got this shit.
Her character itself was just like, you kind of cringed a little bit every time she talked, because every bit of dialogue that she would like put out, you're just like, like you're really like, you probably shouldn't have said that. I thought it was great, and I think that's what Sam Raimi was going for. Like he didn't want you to feel good, but he didn't want you like he just didn't want you to feel good while you were watching everything that you were watching. Like he just wanted you to sit there like you couldn't get comfortable in your seat kind of feeling. I don't know. Like Matt, how did you feel about it? How did you feel about the characters in the movie themselves?
The entire intro sequence, I hated it. I couldn't stand it. If you've ever worked in a workplace where I don't know, have anyone here ever experienced like
A
you know,
very
you
uncomfortable
pour-
office.
A very office workplace?
You-
Yes. Every day.
pour your heart and soul into something, and then someone is like, "Oh man, check out what I did," and they like just rip your
Every
name
day.
off of it.
Every
It's
day.
like, oh, I hate this. This is terrible. I thought the way that the manager characters were portrayed was very much a caricature of what you would expect, and that's just by design to get you to get on her side and to build the sympathy, just so that they could twist that on you later on, and they do that pretty well, I think.
AJ?
Yeah, I mean, she plays, a straight up book nerd to perfection, honestly, and you just see
She's a survival.
her. Well, I mean, she had a lot, whatever.
She read a lot of books.
She was also an accountant, and numbers. Like she's a nerd. Come on,
Excuse me.
She's a nerd.
Strategy and
planning?
Marketing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right.
Strategy.
Planning.
Is it strategy and planning?
Strategy and planning.
Strategy and planning. Strategy and planning. Okay, please.
Yeah,
Please.
I'm sure she's considered an accountant. But anyway,
Linda from accounting.
She that entire character I thought was really fascinating because that's something very relatable, I'm sure, to many people at some point in their life have been passed over for some nepo shit. She completely earned being there for over a decade, was told that she would be the VP and get a promotion, and then the son comes in and my douchebag best friend is he's going to become it, and he literally is the same character that stole her work, ripped her thing off and presented it as his own. I'm sure it's just very relatable. So right out of the gate, you already hate these characters. Like, you're already in her corner because, fuck them. Absolutely just fuck them.
Oh yeah.
And, and from seeing the trailer, you're like, I can't wait to get this island and watch her fuck this guy up, like, let's go, fuck that guy. But I gotta say, Dylan O'Brien too, like, he played it really good. Like, when he was when he was in front of everybody, you could see how well he played the boss. Like, he wasn't his normal self. He put on that facade, that suit in front of everybody, and then behind closed doors, it's a different story. And then more of him gets revealed as he's on the island and the power dynamic switches. But I thought Rachel McAdams was great. Her entire arc from just the introverted, very awkward, does not know how to speak in public gatherings at all, to what we get at the end there, fully confident. We'll get to that in a bit, but
So fully confident.
I mean, look,
that's a description.
Yeah, fully confident. I mean, we'll get more into I don't want to just jump right into the end right away, but I thought she killed it.
Charles, how'd you feel?
Yeah, no, I think Linda Little, her whole character is like super interesting, and with Bradley as well, and that whole dynamic. And the thing that I think kind of shows like how expertly this was done is just the fact that if we didn't have the beginning of the film as context and we just started it on the island, it would be a completely different movie. We would not be rooting for Rachel McAdams whatsoever if we did not have that context in the beginning of the film. And that just goes to show you like the type of evolution and the type of transformation that she undergoes. And it's extremely impressive. It could have been a completely different movie where we would have been rooting for Bradley instead, if we didn't understand everything that happened prior. Has anybody here seen The Edge with Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin from the 90s?
Oh my God.
I don't think so. I'm looking it up right now.
I can see this movie in my mind, but I could not tell you what it was about.
No,
I feel I have not seen this. Send Help is like a better version of The Edge. So The Edge is Sean Connery is like this super wealthy guy, and Alec Baldwin's like a coworker or something. I can't really remember, but they end up crashing on an island, and Alec Baldwin doesn't have any idea like how to survive. But it turns out that Sean Connery's character is a survivalist, and that he reads a bunch of books on surviving and knows how to survive out in the wilderness. There's like a bear attack and some other stuff, and Sean Connery keeps saving him.
It's not Sean Connery.
So it
is Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yes.
My bad. I knew it was one of those older older
Yes.
white-haired guys from the 90s. But yeah,
Yes.
so I knew he was one of them. Yeah, so Anthony Hopkins plays the rich guy that like is a survivalist. So I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years, but this really reminded me of that, but it just felt like it was a better version because as much charisma as like Anthony Hopkins had, I just feel like it's a lot different when you have a female character in the role and you have this type of like, you know, sexist power scale going on as well. And it just added like a whole new layer to it. And then also like Rachel McAdams was never in a position of power, whereas Anthony Hopkins was in The Edge. So, but I can see where it's a little bit derivative of that. But at the same time, like I said, I think it's an improved version on that film. But yeah, no, I thought the characters were great.
Yeah, it's what was the most interesting thing to me in the whole movie was how while they're on the island, the dynamic changes. Like you're saying, AJ, the power dynamic that they first give you context in at the beginning of the movie. That dynamic not only changes because she's a survivalist and he's just a putz. That dynamic changes throughout their entire experience on the island. Where he poisons her with the berries, or she paralyzes him with like the octopus pieces. Like the dynamic goes back and forth because when he poisons her, you're like, oh shit, is she about to like die? And he's about to like, he's really gonna make it. And then so like I said, the movie it was just making you uncomfortable the whole time. The scene with the rat is so disconcerting. And this goes to Dylan O'Brien's like acting on that scene, because you see the anguish in his face as the tears are running down, because he probably, he's thinking like, oh shit, I can't feel anything, and blood is just like spurting up at her face, and he's like, I've just lost my manhood. Like, this is like, you could see that all those emotions going across his face that entire scene. And that's after he poisons her. Like, so like, again, the dynamic changes. Like, I always felt like she had some kind of an edge most of the time. But then there's moments where you're like when his fiance shows up, like, oh shit, this is all about to come crashing down around her, I think that was one of the best aspects of the movie. I'm curious to know what you guys thought were some of the best either nuances that the movie took place in, or the best scenarios that you thought were really well done. Matt, what do you got?
You said something interesting there that I think maybe we need to come back to a little bit later on, where
Yeah.
the fiance shows up and everything comes crashing down, wherein the crashing down in this
Yes,
scenario
you're welcome.
is like, what are we talking about here? Because we're talking about her deluded need to exist on this, I can't even call it a deserted island, because she's living the life and going off and having her cheat days when she needs it in the house. So she's just having a grand old time torturing this dude. And the arrival of, for all intents and purposes, this innocent fiance is, it sounds like it's a turning point, and a negative turning point for you.
It's that.
Well, I think that's really where the whole moral compass comes in. Like, if there was an exact moment when Linda became the villain, I think it's that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because like at that point, there's no more. Say what you want. Maybe the guy deserved it, right? He's a piece of shit. So maybe the little extra torture that she was doing and kind of taking showers and doing whatever she's doing in this fully stocked fucking mansion on the other side of the island, whatever, she can but that at that point, she already did it once earlier on. They don't really give you kind of a big timeline. Like, they don't really give you how many days have passed. It kind of just keeps going. But she had already seen a boat. Right? Yeah, she already seen a boat and specifically did nothing to get its attention. But now this time, it's like, okay, like, come on. How long have you guys been here? You've been here a couple months now, maybe a month or two. Yeah, I think that is the
It was-
moment
yeah.
where she became the villain, like 100%.
It
Like
was-
there's,
yeah.
yeah.
That was long enough for them to send out multiple search parties for seemingly some high-powered CEO, and long enough
Call
for
off the
searches
search.
to have been called
Yeah,
off.
they call search. That's correct. Yeah.
It's also clever that she tells him not to go on that side of the island because there's like all the thorn bushes and poison
So-
and shit. Yeah, that was pretty clever too.
Right on that point, when they did that in the movie, I was like, oh no, there's no thorns or anything there. There's something there. There's either
Yep.
like something is there that she doesn't want him to see. And at the time, I didn't think of like, oh, there's a whole house there.
Yeah, I was
Or,
thinking
like,
maybe a boat.
something. A boat, yeah,
Yeah,
or
like-
like
A boat.
like a lighthouse or
There's
something.
a canoe.
Yeah, there's something there that would change the dynamic.
A Starbucks, maybe. Yeah.
A private billionaire resort was not on my bingo card for that part of the movie.
Yeah.
I think the moment, I think that your point on that that's where where you finally see her as the villain. I think because when they first initially do that scene, she's like hanging off the cliff, and then it cuts away. You don't actually see her in that moment knock her down or kill her or anything like
Yeah,
that.
but you know, like
You
You
do,
know.
and
Did
you
you-
like
did you
you
not
you
think-
expect it.
when she
So,
comes back to
no,
camp
no.
and she's not there, like you know.
So you know something's happened, yes, but like to me, like I'm like, okay, like what went down, like what actually happened? Yeah, okay.
It was an accident.
Oh,
Yeah,
she hit
your
him with the
assumption-
she hit him with the Batman from Batman Begins. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
kill you, but I don't have to save you, and just walks away.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
You were going with that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly. Like something like that. Like, exactly. I was thinking something exactly like that. So I was like, okay. Another
Exclamation villain.
Sam Raimi-ism that you would think, Charles, that scene where she's dreaming about like her coming out of the water, and then
Yeah.
Yes,
the
dude.
thing just comes up
Yes.
behind her. I'm like, that creature, that's a Sam Raimi creature. 100% right there.
Jump
That is-
scare.
In every, not
Yep.
only is it a jump scare, but just the design of the creature itself is totally
And the
different.
dramatic like zoom in, and
Yeah.
the music,
Yeah.
it just felt like a Sam Raimi film.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, yes, this is it. We did it. We did it. The I think the scene where you finally get the confirmation, I guess, that I needed of her being the villain is the house reveal. Like she told him not to go there specifically. And he shows up, and you could see again, Dylan O'Brien's emotional spectrum is just so deep without having to say, because he doesn't say anything. He says not a word. He just sees the house, and you see everything on his entire body change. And when she gets on like the loudspeaker and the intercom in the house, and she's like talking to him, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, she's been
Oh,
chilling in
shit.
there like every day.
Yeah. She knows where it is. She knows where the security
Yeah,
room
yeah.
is. She's got everything. Oh, I think that to me is the turning point where you really see her as the true villain. But again, I'm not rooting for him either. Like I felt like at that point in this, when he's going around the
Yeah.
house and he's just like, I'm like, do I want you to live? I'm
No.
not really sure on my emotional meter, like what I want to happen here.
Oh, I was a yes.
then
on
he's like-
this. I needed him out of there.
You needed him out of there. You felt like
you were room for him?
no, you wanted him
Yes.
dead.
No. He had no. I wanted to make it out alive.
You wanted him
I
to make
think
it out,
If
okay.
anything, I think. I know you were like, oh, you don't know what happened on the cliff. Well, they show you what happened on the cliff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was
After that,
a straight
yes.
up murder of
Yes.
a
Two people.
fiance.
Two
whose
people.
Only crime is looking for her soon to be husband and a tour guide or search and rescue guy that she hired. So
Yes.
yes,
It's a
I
poor
was
bastard.
rooting for him to.
He was
get
about to
off
make
of that
50
island.
bucks that weekend.
All right. Hear me out, though. Okay,
Okay.
playing devil's advocate. Devil's
for it, Charles.
advocate. Okay, so
I love when you do this.
it's kind of obvious that Bradley's a little cheater, right? So who's to say that Linda Little's not saving the fiance a lifetime of heartbreak? you know,
By
getting
killing her?
cheated on.
By killing
Yeah.
her?
Yeah, I mean,
Putting her out of her misery?
Maybe
Putting her out of her
maybe
misery?
Linda Little's doing her a favor. Maybe her life would have been really
it's-
miserable if she had stayed with, you know, if she had found Bradley and stayed with him.
that's a
I think I could
mean,
have tracked
new-
that if like she wasn't killed. If
So
just
let me-
Bradley was killed and the fiance
I want
lived
to
in
get you
okay.
guys.
Dr. Kevorkian over here.
I want to get your guys' opinions on something. You never really get like a confirmation of like she I guess insinuates that she finds him attractive, but you never get like I feel like you never really get a confirmation of where she really like wants to be with him.
I'm pretty sure she wanted to bang him several times.
But she could honestly, she probably could have at any point. And I don't think he would
It
have
was
been
just a physical thing, though. It was just physical. Like
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
think
there
so.
was
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
anything emotional at all.
Although,
But the thing is that like
Go ahead, Joe.
sorry to cut you off, AJ.
No, go
no,
for it.
okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But the thing is that, and this was something I was going to bring up, is that like Rachel McAdams, I mean, you know, I've been a fan of her since Regina George, and I've never seen her like unattractive. And they did a really good job in this movie of making her like not ugly, but not attractive in the beginning. And you can like literally watch the film and see how she becomes more and more attractive the more that she comes out of her shell on this island. So it's like, I think that's why she wanted to bang him, is because she's like feeling herself and like confidence is brewing, you know, and it's just completely physical primal. I don't think there was ever any personal or emotional attraction whatsoever. You know, I think she was one step ahead of him the whole time.
I disagree with that only because of the little context that she had with her bird in the very beginning of the movie, where she was talking about that Christmas party and he was really flirty with her, and who knows, maybe. So like, I think she had some kind of expectations that she might end up with him. And that's why when the fiance comes into the office, she kind of has she was already having a breakdown. And I think that kind of did it. And then there's a couple times like she's staring at him. So I think this is one of those like crazy things where she had it in her head that he was going to be her prince, kind of. And then that shit came crashing down real fast on her. Now, whether or not, you know, after all that stuff happened, if she still felt that way, I don't know. But I think it's definitely there that she was jealous of the fiance.
You think so?
Apparently enough to fucking just let her go off a cliff.
See, but again, I'll be honest with that. I never got. You get the idea. I wouldn't even say you get the feeling, but you get the idea that she finds him attractive. You know, the way she describes him to the bird, like you're saying, how she's saying like, "Oh, he's not bad to look at either," type of thing. Blah 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 blah. You never really get that. Like, I never got that emotional connection where like she wanted to be emotionally together with him. Even at the very end when he's like, "Oh, Linda, I love you. And then she straight up just bludgeons him to death.
Well, after she says she loves him too, so.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. She does say that. But like again, it almost seems very like a throwaway line. Like she just said it because she's at the emotional apex of what she's feeling in that moment. And then it just snaps. Once that moment is gone, she straight up murders him. She has no
I think she says that
emotional
I think she says she loves him because he's the reason that she was able to truly become herself. So she loves him for the opportunity that he provided her. But I was going to say that like the whole Christmas party thing, man, you have to think, you put yourself in her shoes. This is a woman who's basically just a shadow in a room and nobody even ever notices her. And then here comes the boss's son, the boss who she's been working for over a decade, and she knows he's going to end up taking over, and he's actually showing interest in her and paying attention to her and giving her the time of day and not just pretending that she's part of the background. Like, I think that's the allure there, because she knew that he was going to take over, and it was the fact that he even noticed her in the first place. And also, she wasn't jealous of the fiance. She was upset because right before the fiance got there, wasn't he interviewing another woman?
Yes.
And like, what would you be willing to do?
Yeah.
So she knew that he was.
And I love that
unfaithful.
I love that she
Yeah.
used that line back at him
Yeah.
Yes.
later
Yeah.
on. I was like, oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
get that.
I agree with you, Charles. I think that's more of what I got from that scene than her being jealous of the fiance.
I have
think
a
it
fun
was-
She
fact
just
for
wanted
everybody.
to be noticed.
What's up?
Fun
AJ?
fun fact, according to the casting list, even though he's never seen, Bruce Campbell is listed as Bradley's father.
Yeah, he's in the picture.
Oh, he is in the picture? Oh, okay.
He's in the picture. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
The
that's
picture
no
on
way.
the wall. Office,
Incredible.
It's Bruce Campbell. You guys didn't notice that?
I didn't.
No,
I
we
missed
didn't
it.
notice it.
I missed it.
I missed it too. Missed it completely.
Dude.
Even
That's
even,
fantastic.
even
They
my
showed it, like,
friend
so
Greg
many
and I
times.
said,
It was just missing Bruce Campbell.
yeah.
Yeah. Now it has it
Greg
all.
and I-
Now it's got it all.
My friend Greg and I both said, we're like, I think this is the first Sam Raimi movie we've seen that doesn't have Bruce Campbell in it. I'm like, yeah,
Nope.
No,
I think
there's
you're
like
right.
it's like a painted portrait of him in the office that Bradley's in the background.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I
amazing.
missed it, but fantastic. Absolutely.
But
Of
yeah,
course
no,
he's gonna
I-
be in it. Come on.
I definitely, and that goes back to like the foundation of my point. The dynamic that takes place between the two of them, even in that final scene, like where they're in the house and he's basically like, he's on his knees and she's got the shotgun, like, and even then, like, I don't even feel like he's like groveling, like not like pissant groveling. He's really just like, I feel like he's almost like in survival mode and he's just trying
Yeah,
to
he's just trying to
handle
handle
the conversation. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to handle the conversation as delicately as he possibly can to survive it. Again, it's just, I think that's the strongest thing in this movie is just that, and the dynamic between the two of them that fluctuates throughout the whole movie. But so like, I want to talk about like the camera work in this movie. So we touched on it in the beginning about like the 3D aspect of like the tuna fish.
Which
tuna fish
a
is
very
the
smart
great
way
one.
to make Rachel McAdams unattractive immediately.
Oh
Just
yeah.
100%.
Oh, so actually, my impression of that scene was that it was like shortly after everyone arrived. So in my mind, she was eating tuna fish at like 9:30 in the morning. I don't know if anyone else thought that in the moment.
I know.
but,
I was like,
what-
she's having that
Yeah,
for
that's good.
breakfast? Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Really loves her tuna. Really loves her tuna.
Noxious odors.
We're getting a lot of
Dude, so
He
he's
smells
so
some
mean
noxious
to
odor.
her, bro.
Yeah, he's such an asshole. He's such and he dressed like his whole like wardrobe is just that like that douchey like like he played like he's portrayed as that cliche like jock character that his daddy gave him everything. You know?
Yep. Just play golf and that's it. That's how you get ahead.
That's it.
Fantastic.
That's all you need.
You guys,
He
you guys
makes
got to
that
be
statement.
honest. You guys got to be honest. Were you laughing or were you upset when they were making fun of her audition video?
Oh,
I was
Not
both.
laughing.
I was both. At first, I was laughing because like I thought it might have just been like a quick thing, but then like as it
No.
was this fucking like full 5 minute, I was like, yo, this is rough. And then I loved how she just like was like, you know what, fuck this, delete the email. You guys don't
Yeah.
like basically in that moment. I think even if they didn't get even if that whole island thing didn't happen, I think at that moment was when she
oh yeah.
realized like either she's gonna find a new job or like like she's done with these people.
That was her turning point. Yeah, definitely.
And that fucking clown, give up your seat. Fuck, I'm so glad she stabbed him in the fucking face.
So
No, she stabbed him in the hand. She
Or
stabbed
the
him
hand,
in the
whatever.
hand 'cause the hand was- the hand was
he
around her neck, and she just goes,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
like get the
right
like,
in
that
his hand.
fucking give me up your seat. Are you fucking
So
that guy that guy was a good one. I love it. And then gets fucking stuck and he's like strangling outside the
and
window.
he's saying,
Fantastic.
"Linda,
Yeah, and
help
he's like
me.
hitting
Yeah.
the
help
Linda,
hitting the
yeah.
wall of the
Oh.
plane.
Absolutely fantastic.
God. I
So did you have thoughts on that actually? The actual plane crash sequence? Because I don't know. For me, that's one of the things where if that's in a movie, I don't like it. I can't deal with it. I don't like flying as it is. And
Oh, so you were already high strung.
you're already
yeah,
uncomfortable, huh?
from the beginning. And I think that's I think the first movie I saw was something kind of similar to that. It was probably Fight Club with the midair collision scene, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
So
you didn't do
for
well with
me,
Final
it was
Destination then,
like,
huh?
I don't bother, man. I'm like, what's this movie about? Nah, I'm skipping this one. No.
So never saw Castaway, huh? No, not about that.
Dude, I won't do it. I won't do it.
Wow. Oh, so this was a real horror movie for you then.
When Matt sees Castaway,
That
it's
was
after Tom
the
Hanks
worst
gets to the island.
Scene in the movie for me, yes.
Really? That's awesome.
Dude, all right.
I'm
you're
not.
missing a giant chunk of fuselage, and you're 20 feet above open ocean. Like, yeah, no, I can't.
Did
I
you
can't
just
do
say
it,
that's
man.
awesome for poor Matt? Like having anxiety watching the thing. You're like,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Look. We go to look. All right, hold on. a second.
I guess to be fair, if that was what his goal was, it got achieved.
Yeah, I'm saying like everyone's scared by different things, and clearly
Sure.
we're all here because we like horror movies. Not really Evandro, but I know Matt and Charles.
I'm here by proxy.
Yeah, so like we want to be scared in some aspect. That's why we're watching it, right? Like we're not just like, or we're psychopaths and we're just having a good time. I mean, it's maybe a mix of both, but so the fact that you went in and for me got scared by something completely that doesn't affect me at all. I don't know. I think that is awesome. Am I crazy in that? Like I like how people's different fears and stuff.
No,
It gets in there.
No, I think that makes sense.
Let's-
There was something on the screen that spoke or affected somebody that you could be sitting right next to somebody else, and you're like, "Oh, that's awesome! Look at that dude hanging."
I
out."
had two.
And I was like, hell yeah.
I had two
You're like,
moments.
"Oh, this is
I
terrible."
had two moments in that movie about that. The first one was the scene where he gouges out her eye, like he gouges in her eye.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I can't.
I actually looked away
can't.
when that happened.
I can't, because he's got his thumb like
See, I was fine with
in
that
there,
one.
man.
Yeah,
in
no,
there.
I was not fine with that.
Nah,
No,
nah, that was okay.
and
Totally
the second
fine.
one was on the plane when the guy is getting his teeth like smashed out. Like I'm just like, all right.
Oh,
like,
he kept getting
and
like
it wasn't
kicked or
just-
whatever.
It wasn't just one time. It's like every hit. It was like 4 hits. His teeth are just like pink, pink, pink. And I'm like, all right, we get it. His teeth are coming out. Can we like move on from this?
Charles, what about you, man?
Charles, yeah. What do you got?
What got to you?
So, I mean, it's super hard, unfortunately, for something to get to me in a movie. Typically a plane scene would, but this one was very like overly CGI, so I didn't get fully immersed in it. No, but I understand for Matt though, man. I have to either be drunk or on pills to fly, like one or the other. Like I just got a prescription for Xanax because I'm planning some longer flights, so I'm just gonna be like this, the whole way.
That's the way I do it.
Yeah, no, I hate flying, dude. I hate the turbulence, but I don't know. At the same time, it's fucking hilarious because Dylan O'Brien, he's like, yeah, seatbelts if you're a pussy. that laugh that he does is like
I know.
so fucking funny.
I know. Yeah.
Again, cliche. Love it.
it's just
I love
total-
that he's just a walking cliche.
Yeah, it's just comical. But no, I mean, I don't know, man. If I had to choose like one,
Like, what was there any scene in the whole movie
Probably-
that gave you any kind of tension?
probably I don't know. It's like a big fear of mine to get, because I'm super resistant to anesthetics. It's one of my many wonderful traits. So the idea of like being numb, like not being able to move, but you can feel everything,
Mm.
that shit scares me. So, I guess I did feel a little bit of tension when she used the
Yeah, my balls
the
got real
octopus
tight.
stuff on him.
Balls got
Dude,
real
Yeah.
tight real quick. I was like, oh,
I
are they
was
still
like-
there?
being an observer for that is like, that's like
Oh.
a nightmare, dude. I'm so scared of waking up in the middle of a surgery and
I'm
being
very
like,
curious how they.
you know,
I'm very curious how they actually act that out. Like, I wonder if they actually give him something that makes him numb. Because, like,
You might have trained for it.
because there are certain
Like,
facial
practice.
expressions you can't even make now. Like, you cannot make them. Like, you.
they actually use the octopus venom.
Yeah, they like eat the shit. Eat it for real.
eat it.
Rachel
And this is gonna
McAdams
be
was
a
not
movie to
acting.
Yeah,
No.
this
She
actually was
wasn't
a.
acting, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Nope.
But no,
She
I
went
mean,
off
like
script.
for I've always found that funny with like drunk scenes and stuff like that, where obviously you can play drunk, but then there's sometimes where you're like, I think that guy might actually be fucking drunk, like method acting.
Remember Leo
watch
in Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
watch
yeah.
Watch
The
any John
Quaalude scene
Belushi
with the
movie.
car. True. The
Watch any John Belushi movie.
Quaalude scene where the Quaalude scene in Wolf of Wall Street, where Leo's trying to get to his a Lamborghini. He's trying to get to his car, and he's like going down the stairs, tumbling, and he like gets one leg into the car, and then the door like lifts his leg up, but he's like completely paralyzed, so he can't move. You guys know what scene I'm talking about? Like,
yes,
that was,
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Those are like scenes where like I question, like, did they actually give them a little bit something to really sell the scene? Because
Leo was on dudes, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, in the getting back to Send Help, that made me, look away or just uncomfortable was definitely the eye poking scene. That was definitely I'm good. And then what Charles said, the entire, like, to me, that has to be one of the most terrifying things of torture that I think you can do to somebody is they're completely awake. They're numb, so to speak, but they can feel the pain. That kind, like, I can't think of anything. That was the whole thing.
He couldn't. She said to him, "She's like, you don't worry, you won't be able to move or feel anything. And honestly, we really don't want you moving, Yeah, so,
see, I'm thinking of the fucking shit that Greg Butler gave his guys in that fucking Law-Abiding Citizen movie.
Yeah,
it was definitely something where
Gerard Butler, you mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
It was definitely something where you felt the pain, but you couldn't move. So I just assumed it was the same.
No, but that's.
Did you guys ever read the? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Charles. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did you guys ever read the Frank Miller Punisher comic books?
Yes, I did.
There was one scene I can't remember. It might have been in Warzone, I think, Punisher Warzone. But there was one scene that this part of Send Help really reminded me of, and basically Punisher has this guy that's like tied up upside down. He's like chained up, and he's got his shirt off, and he tells him that he's like administered a drug or whatever, and he's got like some type of like boiling hot metal thing, and he's like, I'm gonna scrape the skin off of your back, and he's like, it's gonna be so hot that it's gonna feel like ice cold, and you're gonna smell like you're burning flesh, and the guy can't see it, and Punisher is literally putting a popsicle on his back up and down, and he's cooking a steak.
Yeah.
And he gets the guy to talk.
That is in the Thomas Jane
movie.
Punisher.
Yeah.
That is in.
It is.
They put that in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just...
that reminded me. This scene in Send Help kind of reminded me of that, but I feel like this was a lot more.
More
psychological.
Yeah, for sure. Like, because she's right in his face, and like what she's flat out said, like, no one's coming.
Yeah,
like
no one's coming.
Yeah, you're just like,
no one's ever gonna come.
And what did she say? Like, next time it will be real. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Where she's like, oh, we got a bleeder. I'm like, huh. I'm very uncomfortable.
I thought she actually did it for a second, bro. Like, straight up.
Oh yeah, me too. I 100%.
When the blood spurted out, I was like, oh my god, she really fucking did it. She really fucking, and it gets on his face, and he's just like,
yeah.
oh god.
Yeah, I thought she did it too. I was shocked to find out that it was a rat. I was like, holy shit, you a lucky man.
The relief I felt when I saw it was a rat, I was like, oh my god, I feel so much better now. I don't know why, but I feel better.
I have to say, that was one thing that I thought was really silly of him. The whole, like, I'm going to make you dinner, and then I'm going to poison you, and then I'm going to solo raft out. I just didn't understand it. Like, one, like, you could have just let her fall asleep and just did the same thing. It just didn't make any sense to me. Like, why did you feel the need to try to poison her when you could have just...
Not so much the raft.
Yeah, like, I just didn't get it. It was just like, okay, because like, if you get back, you're fucked, right? Like, so you could have not drugged her, tried to escape, and came back, and she wouldn't have tried to like cut your shit off because you didn't drug her. You just
he wanted to hurt her though, right?
Like, I was gonna say that's what it was.
Yeah,
it's the power dynamic. She shifted that power dynamic in her favor because she showed him that She could build shelters. She can find food. She can survive here. He can't, because he's like, no, I'm going to go build a shelter down there, and fails miserably. So he embarrassed her, essentially. She took a hit. She hit him on his pride. And that's what really got him. Because at this point, he's still at a certain level of like, I'm here, you're here, no matter where we are in the world. And she showed him that that's not true. And
like the ultimate way of
like you're
having
saying,
the
Charles.
last word.
Yeah, he wanted to hurt her. He really wanted to hurt her, and
He
she
failed.
got the last laugh on that one.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that was. I wouldn't say she'd be. I was still rooting for her at that point, but you know,
Yeah.
I didn't see.
I
her
was
as the
rooting
villain
for her
just
the
yet.
whole film, man. I
okay.
never turned on her.
All right, well, E, do you have more questions? Because I have a few. I don't want to.
No, go for it. Go for it.
All right,
No,
so
go for it.
speaking of, so there's actually a movie that really pissed me off. Very similar in the way the actress or the female character just kind of gets off scot-free, and I'm referring to Gone Girl. And no movie ever, that movie, I have never been more fucking infuriated as a movie ended than that shit, because I just could not grasp Ben Affleck's character getting back to that. So very similar vibes of like completely lies to the media. She becomes a fucking celebrity and like faces zero consequences after doing insane shit. And now, but so there's a movie that absolutely, like, I mean, gut wrenching. I was angry, just fucking angry that this was happening. Whereas this movie, I'm not angry. I'm actually kind of cool with it. And yet it's almost very similar. It's the same kind of, she comes back, completely lies about everything that happened, is now a celebrity, has, looks like she's doing very well, probably a millionaire now, running a company and writing books and driving fancy cars, golfing, which, and now speaking very confidently, as I tried to say earlier, and Matt laughed at me because I brought up her full confidence swing. But now speaking confidently to the public, which she was criticized for by O'Brien earlier, saying that's why she wouldn't be VP material, because she didn't know how to golf and didn't know how to socialize and talk. And now, so like,
Now she can do all that.
She's the villain, absolutely. But I kind of, I had a complete
okay with it.
Yeah, I was totally. Yeah. So where do you guys, is this the same type? Were you pissed? Were you happy? Go for it. E, take us away.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Matt, you take us away.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Yeah, you go first.
I feel like I'm alone on this one. I was not satisfied by that ending. I did not want her to be the one to make it off of that island. And I don't
Why?
think this comes down to like, I didn't like it. I didn't like her. I didn't feel like it was earned or deserved. If you want to call it that, I guess so, maybe. But it's like, we've all seen plenty of movies where it's like the villain wins or there is no happy ending. And so I'm not saying that this movie needed a happy ending. I'm just saying that her character arc ended in a space where it was like, oh, okay, I guess that works for you, but for the characters, I was expecting at least maybe both of them to survive, and then it kind of comes out that it's like, oh, hey, she did some terrible shit while we were down here, and nothing like that happened. So as that movie was ending, I was just like, I kind of have a sour taste in my mouth. I mentioned to Evandro as we were walking out, this movie is just the two worst people are stranded on an island, and
so I have a question for you, Matt.
One-upping each other. Yeah.
Did you see Gone Girl?
Right.
I did not see Gone Girl.
Okay, watch Gone Girl and tell me if that ending doesn't infuriate you. Because
a lot of people
pretty much how I felt.
That's a popular opinion. A lot of people had a problem with the ending of that movie. For that particular reason.
I'll never forget, Kelly was so mad at me for that movie because she loved the book, was so excited to get me to watch it, and she's like, you're never gonna guess it. And literally within the first 5 minutes I was like, she's not dead, she faked it. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? I was just like, I don't know.
Erica
It
gets
seems
mad
pretty
stuff like
obvious
that.
to me.
I do the same thing all the time. The same thing all the time.
Sorry,
And
man. I just
Charles,
ruined the movie for you.
Charles has reiterated it before. There's
No, I think I knew that
really
part.
not much new stories to tell. There's just different ways of telling them. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
rare that you find something that is unique these days, like completely unique. I won't say like, unique general, but completely unique.
Yeah, I
I
mean the basics of it all is it's all the same.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, it just comes down to the execution. Is your script tight? Is your, can the audience connect with the characters? And this is a movie where I felt it succeeded because, you end up hating Bradley. You end up hating, but then, you get some character development from him that, he never was around his dad. His mom was
you humanize him. That's why.
and, now you start to feel a little bit for, understanding why he is. And, to Matt's point, and that connected with Matt, that he didn't think that Bradley deserved any of this shit. It's just, so I totally see it.
I wouldn't say any of it. There comes a certain point where it's like the first time.
Oh, Matt's cutting out.
Did we lose each other? I'm back.
No, you're good. You're good. You're
You're
good.
Good.
Go ahead.
No, I think that it kind of makes things. She's better than him at the survival thing, and he's frustrated with it, and that is an interesting dynamic to see. And then it very quickly takes a turn where it's like, okay, he's an ass, but this is undeserved to
You feel
any
pity
other
for
person.
him. I think you feel
Yeah.
pity for him for being in the situation that he's in, because I think because you've humanized him for that marginal amount. You've given him some kind of, like, for lack of a better description, a soul. And seeing how low she brings him, like, to the point of where he's begging for his life, essentially, with tears in his eyes, like how low he's been brought down. You're just like, okay, all right. At least, like, I was like, all right, that's enough. You made your point, like, blah, blah, blah. But me being, human is like, all right, you made your point, like, but me being a storyteller immediately knows, no, this is not going to end well. I thought neither one of them was going to survive. I thought something terrible was going to happen to them until I saw the house. And I was like, oh shit, she manipulated this whole movie. From the moment they got onto that island and the moment she found that house, the months that they were there, she manipulated the whole thing. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, because she could have easily just called for help.
Yep. I again, like, that just the chemistry that these two actors showed on screen was, I think, the driving force of this movie. And I don't know that you could have done it any other way. Like, you really needed two strong actors to really carry the whole movie. It's like, it's hard to write movies like this, and it's hard to execute movies like this, I think, when you have such a small cast. Like, 90% of the movie, again, is just the two of them. So you really need them to really work.
So
So
did you like the full Gone Girl ending, or were you against it?
I don't know that I was against it. I was relieved that it was over. Like,
Okay.
it's really what it is. Because like I said, for me, the whole movie is just, it's this tense weight on my chest that I'm just like waiting for the next thing to happen. Next, like, who's gonna fuck over who next is what's gonna, like, I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop, because shoes were dropping that whole movie. And finally it's like over. I'm like, oh, all right, it's done. I'm like, she's alive. She's made her money. She deserves the money, I guess.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm just like, wow, the villain won. Like, the villain wins here. Good job, Thanos.
How about you, Charles? You think getting away with it makes it a movie classic, or is it a classic cop out?
I don't think there's anything. I mean, good guys don't always win in real life, So I don't have any issue with that. What I do have an issue with is that it feels, if we're looking at a character's arc, hers feels entirely unfinished. because she basically ends with I guess you could say she has somewhat of a resolution to a lot of her problems, but there's no like long term um catharsis, I think, for her. Like she's still living a lie. She's still going to have, she's obviously guilty about what she did, or she wouldn't have had those nightmares. So she's going to be living with that. So that's unresolved. It's unresolved about, you know, the what's going to come back about the career. It's unresolved if she's going to be able to live the life that she's living now, because she seemed to really thrive on that island. What would have been a better ending for this movie, and I just thought about this because I was thinking like, yeah, I was unsatisfied with the ending, but what would have been better? I think a better ending would have been her being like rich, blah blah blah, whatever, she's living the life, and then she gets on a plane and she does something to cause another plane crash over another
Ooh.
island. I think that would be a
Ooh.
better ending, because then she could regain that power and be back in her element, you know? Because I feel like that her story as a character needs to end on an island. That's just like that
You
was her
think so?
whole thing.
I wanna argue that point because I think opposite of that. I think her ending at the end of this movie is exactly what she wanted to achieve in a grander scale. So on the island, she had power over him. Now she took that power and got power over everyone. She's manipulated the entire audience of the world that sees her into seeing that, oh, I survived this island. I'm writing books. I'm about to write a self-help book, she says. I'm going to write a self-help book. And like she's basically become so drunk on power that she figured out a way where she now has complete and utter control over the perception of people on how they see her and how they adore her. And I think that that was her end game overall. You know, like
I don't
she
see her. Yeah, I just don't see her as somebody who specifically craves power. I see her as somebody who feels as if society expects her to. Maybe
Mhm.
society expects her to work in a corporate environment and to have a boss and to file paperwork, but it seemed to me like she wasn't necessarily happy doing any of that. She
Hmm.
was happiest and thriving most when she was out in the element. Now, if you were to say that she craves the superiority, right? Like survival of
Mhm.
the fittest, like for sure. But as far as like power over another person, I think that she found more strength in the fact that she knew more than Bradley did, rather than just having the power over him. It was the
But
fact that in that element she was superior to him, you know.
I,
But if she could put herself back in like a situation where she was the alpha, so to speak, and was able to like survive on her own without the assistance of others. Because when she goes back to the real world, she's going to need that assistance again. She's going to need a house. She's going to need a car. She's going to need, you know, all these other things. But I
Well,
feel
she
like when
got
she
that
was
so
self
far.
sufficient,
she achieves all that.
yeah.
She achieves all that.
Hmm. I
The
feel like when she's self
I,
sufficient, though, she seemed to be thriving.
Hmm.
I
You know,
think I find some. I think I want to like the whole nightmare aspect where she's having nightmares about killing the fiance, and I find it interesting that that entire emotion changes at the end of the movie. I think she feels bad about killing the fiance because the fiance is completely innocent in the whole thing. She doesn't believe Bradley is innocent, which is why she tortures him. Like this entire experience on this island, she manipulated him the whole way by lying to him, saying that they're on a deserted island. So he believes her. And she's his entire lifeline here. He can't
Well,
eat without her. He can't survive without her.
let's not
Uh
forget she did admit to basically killing her husband without killing him.
yes.
So
enabling.
Yes. She
yeah,
enabled.
again,
I was gonna say
she pulled
there's
the
another
Batman
word to
there.
describe
She
it.
pulled the
Yeah.
Batman there. I don't
I don't
have
have to save you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna kill you.
So
But I don't have to save you
she
either.
definitely you know, not, she wasn't new to contemplating taking someone's life for sure.
I think it the whole husband aspect, I think that really like shows you that she got pushed to an edge and Bradley pushed her to that same edge. Like when it got to that point because you see when she's in his office and she's talking, you see the desperation in her movements, her body language. You see that her whole world just come crumbling down. Like every expectation she had for the future was completely snuffed out by him. And she tried to get it back the right way. She's like, no, I'll work on this deal. I'll show them this will work, blah, 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 blah. And then it all comes crumbling down again. And I think that is a great aspect to show you of how a character reaches the lowest point of their life and then snaps and completely becomes the manipulator. It's like, like going to your point, AJ, that whole villain, where do you think she became the villain? Based on what I just said, like on that airplane, when she deleted that email, that's when she decided she was going to take action. That was the first action she took. And then everything kind of fell into place where she, again, you don't think any of this in the beginning of the movie, but by the end of the movie, you're like, holy shit, like she fucking manipulated the whole thing. Everything was in her control the entire time.
I have a new choice for the most uncomfortable scene in the movie for me. This one actually I can super relate to in real life on a daily basis. Not really daily, but sometimes. When she goes into the office and he's like, it took a lot of guts to come in here like you did in the middle of that meeting. I respect that. Like the gaslighting that he does to her, and you can see in her face the confusion because she's so like ready to just explode, and then he like immediately shifts it into compliments and complimenting her character and complimenting her attitude and all this other stuff, while you know that he's just manipulating her to finish up this report and stuff so that they can fire her. And it's like that corporate two-facedness. Like I've dealt with that so much in my job. That definitely just pissed me off. So I think from that moment on, I was like, whatever happens to this guy, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You're here for it.
Off. I don't
You're
care.
here for it.
I was like, do it all.
So then that's a 3-1, right? 3 of us don't give a or are cool with the ending,
like
doesn't
that,
bother us, and Matt's very upset by it. Upset him.
I'm very upset. Yes,
I'm very upset.
Yeah.
Some quick hypotheticals. Out of the 4 of us, who would survive the longest on the island? Come on.
You want me to be honest?
I would probably root for. I don't know about Charles's survival skills, but I would probably say Evandro would probably last the longest. And unless
out of the 4 of us, again, I don't know Charles that deeply and to know what he does outside of his movie going activities. Of the 3 of me, Matt, and AJ, sorry guys, it would be me.
Although after you built the raft, I would just kill you though. So there's that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
I was born in Staten Island, but when I was really young, we moved to Kenner, Louisiana, and eventually moved to Mississippi. So I spent like my whole childhood in the deep, dirty South, which means, all my friends were hunters. All my friends were survivalists. I know how to start a fire. I know how to. I even know how to identify, food out in the wild that's good to eat. Like I can identify certain weeds and plants.
I know what to stay away from.
I'd be good for helping you build shit and killing stuff. That's about it.
That's fine.
That's it. That's all I got.
We dug
fires. No.
We even dug like a whole drainage system. Because we had like this, my friend had this whole place like behind his house where we would like kind of create trails and create paths when we were kids. And we created like a whole drainage system because it would rain and it would flood. So we like created trenches basically. So I did a lot of redneck shit growing up. So I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So then I guess Charles is winning this one. Out of the 4 of us.
No, let's have a face off. They'll drop us off in the middle of the woods, you and me, on opposite sides, and we'll see who lasts.
We'll film it too.
And trap anything.
We'll do it
and trap anything.
Yeah, it'll be. We'll live stream it for the channel. See who dies first. Totally fine.
See who dies first.
Just sign a waiver. No problem.
Sign a waiver. This is me
Signing
signing
Yeah.
my soul away.
We'll have a little whistle, on a
Yeah.
necklace, and if we give up, we could just hit the whistle, and
There you
AJ will
go.
come swooping down in a parachute.
And that's where the twist is. Nobody shows up. When you
Yeah,
whistle.
no one is coming.
No one is coming.
Yeah.
That's when we turn the camera on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's coming. Oh my god. That was
So, while a lot of people are calling this like are labeling it a horror movie, do you actually feel it should be labeled a horror movie? Obviously, the trailer leads that. The poster, Sam Raimi's name, leads that. But do you find it to be a horror movie? Because I don't. I think it's more of like a survival thriller. If anything,
I would. So it depends on your
Psychological
definition
thriller.
I think that depends on your definition of horror. So, like, to me, like a horror movie is something either more occult or alluding to a cult, because obviously all horror movies that are like occult like end up being like, no, it was actually the guy in the closet the whole time.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so to me, that's what defines horror. But I also feel like Sam Raimi's a different style of horror. Like, his horror has never been like scary. Like, it's always, to me, it's always just been like jump scares or grotesque gore or just over the top moments. And I've never really been like afraid in his movies. I've always either laughed. Like, I mean, I love Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. They're one of my favorite movies. You know, when the freaking demon comes out of the floor and just goes, I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul. Like, there's no reason for that line to exist, but it's my favorite line in the whole movie. It lives rent free in my mind. And
Dude, what about
like, again,
the lamp? It's like,
It's like, but that's what I mean.
So,
like, and
Yeah.
again, over the top blood and gore and all that. Like, I think you have to define what horror is for you. Like, for me, horror is anything occultish or like alluding to some kind of monster that is, and it's got over the
Supernatural.
top, like, yeah, gore and blood and guts and all these things. Like, to me, The Exorcist is a horror movie. Like, that movie defines horror for me because that was one of the first movies I ever watched, like at a friend's house on a sleepover, and I cried. I was like 10, I think, and I was terrified. I could not sleep that night. My friend's house had bunk beds, and these motherfuckers I got the top bunk, they got underneath and started kicking the fucking bed underneath me, and I fucking freaked out.
Oh no.
So whenever I go see a horror movie, if it brings me back to that moment, I know I've seen a horror movie, essentially. Like, that's what defines it for me. I don't
Yeah,
know. You guys,
I wouldn't classify this as a horror movie. I would say Drag Me to Hell is more of a horror movie than this movie.
I think that
I see that.
if Silence of the Lambs is a thriller, then I think this is a thriller. Like, some people clump Silence of the Lambs in with horror, but it's really not. And that movie's way more gross and disturbing than this is. So,
Well, yeah,
I
think
would say that
that's-
they're both thrillers.
yeah, I agree. I think this movie has little sprinklings of horror, but never like never goes full on.
I mean, do you
Matt?
just mean like the jump scares in that, or are you including something else in that? In the spring.
Well, I think like the jump scares and
The jump scares, there's
there's a
blood
lot
and
of there's a lot of
like,
gore. I'd say the gore.
yeah,
was
all
pretty-
that kind of goes in there too.
I'd say gore alone is not a horror movie, though. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
no,
no,
you're
I'm
right.
with you.
Against that mark.
I'm with you. But I just, again, you look at a lot of the reviews and a lot of the headlines. It's, Sam Raimi has finally directed a new horror movie, and I'm like, all right, I like it.
I think
I
it's
thought it
because
was
it
a
is,
great
because-
movie. I just don't find it to be a horror movie.
It's because we're in a renaissance for horror, so they know that that's going to drive people to the theater, so they're going to just clump it in there with everything else.
Yeah, I guess
I think
this
going
has already
psychological
been a great
thriller is
year,
not a. Yeah, because the Bone Temple I've heard is good, although Charles disagrees.
It's a good movie. It's just got some fatal logical problems that don't make any sense if you give it more than 5 seconds to think about.
Yeah, like
an
AR-15 in a dream sequence over a house. Yeah.
that was a dream, AJ. That was a dream.
I can't wait to
never
see
had
this
weird
movie so we
dreams?
can. I can't wait to see the movie so we can have this face off of.
You can watch my rant review of it, man.
Oh, I
went
did.
off on
I
that
did.
movie for,
But
like,
I want. I
you-
haven't. I want to see it, and then we can talk about why I hated weapons, why you love weapons, and flipping. It'd be great.
There's
Good stuff.
I recently saw like a trailer for something that said like from like either like the producer of Weapons or the director of Weapons or something like that. I'm like, oh shit, AJ's not going to see this movie. I don't care how good this trailer looks. AJ's not going to see
The
this
Psycho
movie.
Killer?
I think it was.
I think that's
Psycho
what it is.
Killer.
I think it was Psycho Killer. Yeah. I think it was
And that-
Psycho
Psycho
and
Killer.
Killer
look-
looks crazy.
I was gonna say, and that looks pretty good though.
I thought the trailer
See-
looked good.
I won't see that. I won't see that.
The
No,
director of
why will
Weapons
you not
is
see that?
doing the director of Weapons is doing the Resident Evil remake this year. That's
Maybe
his,
that's
his
why.
next.
Maybe that's what I was thinking about. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Why won't
But
I
he-
see
he
that, Matt?
probably,
Yeah.
It goes too far. When we start getting into like satanic cult thing, it's not. I just have no desire to really see anything of that nature. Like it's just
Oh.
not.
Nah, just inject that
It's
into
like-
my veins.
It's like, do I want to watch golf on TV as a sport? No, I have no interest in watching golf
That's-
on
That's
television.
the
either.
metaphor you make?
That's the metaphor I'm going with. That's the
Yeah.
metaphor I'm
Okay.
going with.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
I
yeah.
don't have any. It does nothing for me emotionally. It does nothing for me. I have no desire to see
you
that.
just got PTSD from The Exorcist, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what
That's
it
some
is,
deep rooted shit.
dude.
See,
I'm
like,
telling you,
Bro
man.
needs
telling you.
therapy.
I had the
No.
I had the opposite effect. My grandma was a sci-fi nut and made me watch all these slasher horror movies when I was little that terrified me at the time. And then as I got older, I don't know. I like Predator and Alien. I was like, yo, these costumes are
So that's
awesome.
different.
Chucky. I
So
was like
that's different.
practical effects. Like, let's go. And The Exorcist scared the shit out of me. I remember seeing the what was that, like the director's cut where she comes fucking running down the stairs like a crab backwards
The
and shit.
crab
Backwards?
walk.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And my grandma had a staircase very similar to that shit. And I swear to God, I'd always look over and be like, fuck this, man. Like, I don't want
So,
this
but like,
shit.
like going back to it
Uh,
though, like you said, slasher flicks and stuff like that. Like, I totally was behind Texas Chainsaw. You know, I to me like Friday the 13th or like Nightmare on Elm Street. Like to me, like those aren't. I guess they are horror movies, but like
Yes.
I enjoy watching them and consider more like slasher movies. Like to me, like anybody that's like wielding a giant blade and murdering people, that's a slasher flick. Like that to me, like that's not really like horror, but I could
The
see
original Texas Chainsaw is still really disturbing, though.
Yeah.
It's
right.
still a very effective
Whoa.
film.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was
terrifying.
one of the ones out of all like the slasher movies, if you want to put that in that category. That was the only one that I just never really went back to or became a fan
The
of.
dinner
I just,
sequence,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it was too much for me. I was just like, this is some weird
A lot.
shit that I
A
don't
lot.
I don't want to be a part about this any of this. Get this shit out of here.
And to me,
Um,
like a lot of those movies, like I watched like Nightmare on Elm Street, and like I'm just like I kind of laugh at it now. And when I was younger, I didn't really like get scared of it, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to see this again. But now, like watching them older, I'm just like, this is fucking hysterical. It's great.
Oh yeah, especially the sequels. He just kept getting more and more into the nonsense of the character.
Greatest Freddy Krueger line ever is the primetime line in Dream Warriors. You know that was like Robert Englund came up with that, right? Like he came up with that whole
doesn't
line. Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Like,
When his
doesn't
hands,
surprise-
she wants to be like a movie star or a TV show star, and his hands come out of the TV. He's like, "Welcome to primetime, bitch!" And then he crushes her head.
Oh my god! I just realized
Awesome,
doesn't-
dude.
doesn't
That's
surprise
like-
me.
they referenced that in Freddy versus Jason. When
Freddy vs.
sure
Jason is
they do.
fantastic.
I love that
Absolutely.
movie.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies. When he's like when he basically goes, "You're welcome to my world, bitch," and then she delivers that line at the end of the movie, and she like beats the shit out of him. Oh, like that's so good. Oh, now I'm gonna go watch that movie. I love that movie.
Those movies are great. I love those.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going on about an hour and a half. Let's try to wrap it. We got anything else?
Yeah.
I think we covered it all.
No, so overall, what would you give the movie out of 10? Let's go with that. What would you give the movie out of 10? Matt.
I'm going 7.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
respectable.
That's a respectable rating. AJ?
I'm gonna give it a solid 8. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Charles?
I enjoy it a lot, and I think it's actually something Kelly might actually sit down and watch with. So that adds
Erica
an
would
extra
never
layer
watch it.
for me.
Erica might watch it for the whole Survivor aspect because she loves Survivor.
Exactly. Yeah. That's Rachel
No,
McAdams,
like the show
every-
Survivor. She's not going to care that she's surviving. No.
Oh yeah,
Just
be like,
'cause
hey,
the
look,
show's
Rachel
Survivor.
McAdams made a survival tape. She wanted to be on Survivor. Like, look at this movie. Yeah, Charles,
Watch
what do you
this
got?
movie. Charles, what do you got?
Yeah, dude. If it wasn't for Rachel McAdams, if it wasn't for the performances, if it wasn't for the humor, it would probably be at a 7. But I have to go to an 8, just based on the performances and her alone. Like, I feel like she just knocked it out of the park. Honestly,
And I would have probably bumped it up higher if the CGI wasn't so bad.
That's really killing you.
yeah,
Huh? You couldn't,
'cause,
you couldn't
again,
distracting.
You're in a
I
survivalist movie where
I think he does that on purpose. Like that whole scene. with
and
the wild
if he
boar
did, I
feels
just
very on purpose.
I don't. It just
He sounds like Andy Muschietti right now, AJ.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, we made the cartoon CGI on purpose for fucking the Flash.
It's intentional.
Yeah, I just
No,
intentional
not
or
that,
not,
no.
it takes you out of the
No.
movie. It took me out of it again because you're doing a survivalist movie. Everything's pretty much a set piece for the most part outside of some of the big shots of the island and whatnot. So to just
you
have her
appreciated-
hunt a thing that is clearly not there just bothered me.
Would you feel like if they did more of a like not necessarily like a practical effect like of a full boar, but like just shots of like parts of the boar where it's more
Yeah, like
practical,
they didn't even like
skin or
give
the
us a head or
breast
something.
or
Yeah,
whatever,
like,
yeah. And then
like
you just
there was nothing
head.
except for I guess the head at the end. Yeah, that was about it.
Have any of you guys seen Primate yet?
No.
Yeah,
And
not a movie I want
that
to see.
is actually a movie that I
Okay.
won't see because like I just don't like stuff like that.
So
you don't like rabid
here's the-
murderous chimpanzees? No?
No, just
about that
murderous animals in general. Like animals, like not even that it's a chimpanzee or anything like that. Like there's that. I think last show we did, we talked about real quick. I forget the movie, but it just has a dog like literally destroy this child in the
Cujo?
movie.
Oh, when
No.
evil lurks.
Like I
Yeah.
don't like seeing that type. Like it's just I'm good on that.
Okay, I'm only bringing up Primate, okay, because this is an entire film that's basically a slasher with a chimpanzee, and it's entirely practical. There's zero CGI for the chimpanzee.
That's
I
cool.
actually had to look it up because I couldn't believe it. And
Really?
it's true. Completely practical. So if they did that movie, which had a smaller budget than Send Help, and they did a chimpanzee completely practical for all of the gore, all of the violence, they could have done a fucking practical boar, like at least for some shots.
So
Like,
was
there's
it
no excuse for
was it mostly a guy in a suit? The chimpanzee.
It was half. They said that I watched like a behind the scenes, so it was half animatronic and half a guy in a suit. They
That's
did
awesome.
Saw the
both.
animatronic for the face and that, and the guy in the suit just did the body language.
Well, no, they
for
built a
body
full
movements.
animatronic for I think for
Oh.
some of like the more dynamic movements and stuff.
The
They
close-up
created,
scenes,
a
probably,
full
for things like
animatronic,
that.
Yeah, so
yeah.
and you know, and if that would have been too difficult with a boar, like pick a different, get a snake, something else you can, or just do more of the more fishing stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like have her fight a shark
No,
in the ocean. That would have been more believable. I guess.
But that's what I'm saying.
The
Like,
Meg.
if you had this scene, if you had, Killed me with the
Imagine
Meg
Jason
Jason
Statham showing
Statham
up on
shows
a
up.
jet ski. He's on a jet ski.
Nobody saw the sequel, the Meg 2? No?
Oh my god.
What happens? Does she kill
That
him?
should be.
Yeah, she kills him too. She's like, they're not taking me off this
But,
island.
but that's why, like, I honestly didn't. So that whole scene, I didn't expect an actual like full shot of the boar. I expected more of like the Sam Raimi close up, like zooming around camera, like
With the
and I
animatronic
thought-
head, which he usually does,
Yeah.
like he did the goat head and Drag Me to Hell and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's
you
and he
and I
didn't. He
got
didn't
that
even do
idea.
that when they were doing the close-ups and like the blood's like spitting up everywhere. Like it was
Yeah.
still just like really bad CGI, and I was like,
I thought that's what we were gonna get because as she's like hunting, you know, you're just seeing like the leaves move over here and the leaves move over there, and like like I thought that's what we were gonna get, and you're gonna get this like intense like camera work where like you don't really know what's happening. There's blood all over her. I feel like that would have been a better way to do that scene, but we got that CGI instead.
Mhm.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
So overall,
No
I think
excuse to Sam Raimi.
I think we all enjoyed the movie. Like my theory, my philosophy is, would I see it again? Yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah, I think it's got
Definitely
replay value for sure.
Yeah, it definitely has replay value. I would definitely watch it for kicks. Like it's just like because I want to laugh at that part, or I really want to see that part again. It definitely has those moments. So I also would give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I think that's
Nice.
I think that's a solid movie. So Kaiju Live highly recommends go seeing Send Help. Anybody else? Do you guys have any other closing comments?
Troy has a closing comment, and I agree with him. How has CGI gotten worse over the last 30 years? It really doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, you're right, Troy. You're right.
Yeah.
Go back and
I
watch.
just saw
Go back
Lord
and
of
watch the
Rings
original
in
Jurassic
theaters,
Park.
dude.
Yeah,
I
like
just saw Lord of the Rings in theaters a couple weekends ago, and I'm just like, what happened, dude?
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
over 25 years ago. Like, what happened?
even
This looks
if
better.
you go back to the first ever instance of it in Jurassic Park, the first one, if you compare that T-Rex versus the T-Rexes now, you're just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, are we just
Dude, you
not
go back-
are we just not
go back
paying
and see it.
people, or is everything just a super rush? Like, I need this shit in 2 weeks.
Super
Fucking
rush.
do it. You
That's what
know,
it is.
it's
It's a
just
super rush. It's now become so much cheaper to do CGI. It's
Well, that's what I
like
mean.
your go-to.
It's like you figure
it's
the sort like the tool that you're using now is cheaper, so you should be able to put technically more money into it, meaning the product should be better. But it doesn't have. I don't know if it's just
That's
and
not.
yet the budgets are insane. The budgets are astronomically nonsensical.
That's
half the
because
time.
they see that there's a better product, and they don't think, oh, this will make better CGI. They see, oh, we'll have even shorter deadlines now because the product is better. Like they have
That's
a
what it is.
completely different way of seeing it than we do. You know,
my
Yeah,
my
it's just
earliest
stupid.
memory of great CGI was probably Aladdin, because the magic carpet is 100% CGI in that movie. The entire movie.
Really?
It's computer generated. Yeah. It's the first time, like, because I remember as a kid seeing a behind the scenes, and if you watch the original Aladdin, the first
Talk about
one,
the cartoon.
the carpet is all CGI.
Huh.
The detail, if you look at the details on that carpet, that's all computer generated, and you can't even tell.
I can
Can't even tell.
show
Toy
That's
Story
how
was the
good it
first
looks.
fully CGI movie, wasn't it? Wasn't Toy Story the first fully
I think Toy
CGI
Story
movie?
was.
I think
Toy
so.
Story?
Like
Yeah.
the first full
Well,
length.
What year did Toy
Mhm.
Story come out? Because I feel like there was a lot of TV shows that were doing CGI.
Beast Wars,
Toy Story
baby.
was like,
Beast War-
Beast Wars was the
You know me.
shit, man.
Beast Wars. Let's fucking go.
Toy Story was 95. So
1995.
yeah, so and then there was Reboot. Reboot was all CGI. I think that was earlier. Reboot.
But I also think the art of
94, yeah.
the art of sets has also really suffered and really made it harder for in post to really blend things, because now it's just everything in the shot. Like you're not blending anything anymore. Everything in the shot now, it has to be created completely.
People don't
agree.
understand like how much of a difference a real life set and natural lighting makes in a shot.
Yeah,
Like it
it's-
feels completely artificial compared to films that are shot
wanna-
on real locations.
The perfect example of that was the Dark Crystal series. The Dark Crystal series was 100% all practical effects, and it failed. I thought it was I was like, this is amazing. It looked so beautiful. It was just like candy for the eye. And it failed. As a series, it failed. And
Well,
I think that's one of the saddest realities of it.
I do think while I was in awe of the practical effects and I did enjoy the show, I think it failed because it just, at the end of the day, really wasn't that good.
You really think so?
It didn't have a lot of replay value. I think that was the issue. Like, you watched it once.
I could see that.
And you kind of just wanted, like, all right, it will probably get better in season 2. It wasn't like a standalone, this was incredible, give me season 2. It was, I hope it gets better in season 2. While I loved everything about it, the performances, I just, everything. I'm a practical effects nut. I just think it didn't have enough to hit a different generation. It hit us, but it wasn't going to hit younger kids. They didn't give a shit about it. To them, puppets look fake. I remember I tried to have because they brought back Fragile Rock, right? Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, on Apple TV.
Yeah, and it's fantastic, honestly. And I tried to sit down with my daughters and watch it, and they could give a flying fuck about it. Like,
you got really close into the camera with that.
Like they just didn't.
Statement.
It's just not something that they cared about. It's just not like whether puppets just don't look real to them, like because they've been so exposed to 3D models and because even most 2D stuff, some cartoons, but for the most part, even a lot of 2D stuff, doesn't really catch them right away.
I agree. As my daughter is around the same age, she too is like very into like these CGI cartoons. Something she watches Unicorn Academy. It's like this whole CGI thing. And then I sat down with her one day and I'm just like, you know what? You're not going to watch TV. I'm going to watch TV, something that I want to watch. And you could sit in this room or you could not. So I put on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now for the last 3 days, all she's been asking for is Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it's not, and I don't think that's a show that she can completely grasp, especially like the thematics of it and the politics of it. But she sees like the interesting aspects. She knows like what the elements are. And I think I'm finally like getting her to appreciate a lot of that stuff. So now she wants to see more of like older cartoons that I used to watch. So like she's like now I think broken through that glass of like I only want to watch 3D shows. I agree. I think Troy's got a point. Like, CGI has gotten worse, and
it's.
I don't know where it's going to go from here, especially with AI being as prevalent in the market as it is now.
I mean, it's just gonna be worse. I mean, most of the AI stuff isn't. Like, sure, is it great for shitting? Having some fun, making something real quick. Cool, yeah, but I don't want to see AI being used in major motion pictures. Like, I don't,
No.
I just don't like. What is that even going to do? Is it going to make the movies look better? Probably not. It's probably going to look the same, except now you cut someone out of a fucking job. So
James Cameron has already done this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Don't get me started with
Troy has a point. He says not to be negative, but products like social media, CGI, music, everything is getting worse, and it's almost universal. As long as, and he's right. This point he's making right here. As long as people consume it, they have no incentive to improve, and it's true. Why change anything if people are just going to keep consuming it until the market for what people want changes? It won't improve anything. You'll still have like people that still, want to do things the way they want to do them. And they'll stand out in, I think, in opinions like ours, but to the general audience, they're not going to care. Like my wife is the baseline. If my wife doesn't care, then I know the general audience is not going to care because it's true. And I'm not faulting her for it. She likes what she likes. Like she loves her doctor shows. She loves Survivor. Like she has those interests that she has, but I feel like her overall view on media is generally the same with the general audience of today. I think anything that would stand out and be unique, she just won't see it the way I do. And it's no fault. It's just, that's just how it is. But yeah, I think Troy's right. If there's no if people are still going to eat it, why change the recipe?
Yeah, I mean, you release a Jurassic Park movie and it does $1 billion, and you know, no one give the guy greenlighting the movie doesn't give a rat's ass if it looks shittier than the one from 1997. So,
to him,
yeah,
he got a paycheck.
Yeah, everyone got paid. Everyone did a good job, and now they're just going to look to how can they make more, even more profit. Yeah,
This is what the people want.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming out and discussing this movie with us.
Yes, Matt, thank you so much, man. First,
yeah, Matt,
pop the cherry tonight.
We're gonna work out the tech issues, and things are gonna be so much more fun.
Yeah, yeah. You sound like you're in a closet again. That's okay. You're in Charles's closet back there. That's where you're at.
Yeah, that's where Matt's hiding. Matt's gonna pop his head out.
Back in there, that's fine.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. Hopefully, we'll do this soon with some Bone Temple. I think that's actually hitting digital soon, so we'll probably get on top of that soon. But all right, everybody. As always, like and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more content from Kaiju Live. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Night, everybody.